evening time here on the ship. I am all ready for dinner, but I still have a bit of time before dinner. So I just came out to lounge on this deck area here. Nice and quiet, no one's here. I think everybody is still probably, sorry, everybody is still probably out by the pool area, which is crazy busy today. I didn't care for that at all. But yeah, I'm here just having quiet time. Lots of areas to sit around on the ship. So much, and different moods, different vibes to everything as well. Back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Sharice. I am a 40-year-old island woman living in Canada, and my channel focuses on decor, travel, and lifestyle content. If you want to see more, you can also find me over on Instagram, and my handle is at Sharice with an S. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here for you so that you can connect with me over there as well. I'm hoping that my mic is working this time because the last time I tried to use this, nada, no audio. So I'm hoping that this time it is working. So yes, where have I been? I came back with a bang and then I was gone again, right? And that's totally not what my intention was in coming back. So when I came back, I was getting ready for my 40th birthday trip, which was a cruise on Virgin Voyages on Scarlet Lady. And you would have seen part one and part two of that trip already. So at the beginning of this video, I showed you the wrap up, which is, I believe, the last 2 days of that cruise, which was a stop in Palma de Mallorca and Ibiza. So in this vlog, I'm going to wrap up my thoughts on the entire cruise, and then we're going to quickly run through my summer. It was a very busy and expensive summer. So I'm just going to catch you guys up, get y'all up to speed on what's been going on with me and where I'm at. First thing you're going to notice is that my surroundings look a bit different. I'm not rocking the white fridge anymore. For right now, I'm going to talk and cook because I'm hungry and I need to get some dinner together. So let me tell you what I'm cooking. Oh, it's broke. Uh-oh. Shoot. Okay. Not a big deal, but a big deal. I'm doing an air fryer meal that I saw earlier in the week. It's loaded potatoes, but I'm gonna do a meat sauce like what you would do with spaghetti. So I'm gonna do my own meat sauce to go with that. The recipe said to put the potatoes in the microwave for about 10 minutes to soften them first, and then you air fry it. So I did the softening part, and they're pretty big potatoes, so I think I might put them a bit longer because they still feel a bit hard. So let's see, I'm gonna put that on. Let's do bake and maybe turn it up higher and do 10 more minutes. Okay, so in the meantime, let me cut up my onions for the meat sauce. Where are my onions? Here. Cool. Yes, so you would have seen all the parts by now to the cruise that I went on for my 40th birthday. It was meant to be a larger group of people that I went with, but it ended up being just myself and two friends from Toronto that joined me. And we had a really good time together. So it was kind of like a solo trip, but not really a solo trip. And then the nice thing about it is that we were able to meet up with some other young ladies on the cruise, and we ended up going on a tour together with them, and that's where we really connected. And then we just kind of spent the rest of the day that we had at that port in Cannes, France. And from there we just connected, and we were doing dinners together on the ship, and yeah, seeing one another around the ship, and it was a lot of fun. So we exchanged contact information, and I'm pretty sure that if they are ever coming this way, that they will be hitting me up or hitting the other girls up that are in Toronto. Sorry if this is a bit loud. So yeah, my thoughts on the cruise. Man, I had a good time. It turned out even better than I imagined. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Europe, those two parts of Europe, south of Spain and France. So the cruise was 4 stops. It started in Barcelona, then we went to Marseille, then we went to Cannes, then we had a day at sea, and then we went to Palma de Mallorca, and we had a day and a night, a day and an overnight in Ibiza. So we had booked some excursions. The excursions on Virgin Voyages are quite pricey. So if you feel confident in booking your excursions yourself, I, I would 80% recommend that you do that. But by the time I had gotten myself booked on the cruise and done all the things, I was like, all right, no, I'm not ready to expend any more brain power to try to plan independent tours in places that I've never been and don't know the language very well. So I just bit the bullet and booked any of the excursions through Virgin Voyages. And I would say it was worth it. Well, the tours were pretty good, pretty extensive. You got to see a lot of sights. A lot of you are probably wondering, out of the 4 spots, what was my favorite? And my favorite was Palma de Mallorca. I really enjoyed Spain on a whole, and it's a place that my appetite is now ignited to try to learn some more. France was nice as well, but the vibe in France was a bit better. I don't know how to describe it. Not better, a bit different, sorry. I don't know how to describe it, but it was definitely a different vibe in France compared to Spain. I found the people in Spain a lot more warm. Let's get into the food. Like, I noticed it immediately from the time we got on the ship straight throughout. The food was just so fresh. And I used to talk about food tasting fresh before, but I didn't know what I was talking about because on that trip, the food you could I can't describe it again. The food was just so fresh and like rich, and I realized that they are not much into aesthetics of food, like plating up food and doing all of the things and putting all the garnishes and extras. I realized they're not about that, and they're not into like overly salting food, but the flavor is just still there, 100% popping in the food. So I really, that's something that has really stuck in my mind because that's something that really stood out to me and something that I enjoyed. Spain has my heart. um, so let's talk about the ship, my impressions of the ship. If you need some adult me time away, whether you have kids or not, I would highly recommend Virgin. It is a pricey trip. It is very pricey, but it is well worth it. They so many areas on the ship. If you want quiet time, there's so many options for that. If you want to party, so many options around the ship for that. And the ship was full, but at no point did I feel crowded. And there was no day that I saw the same people every day. So I would highly, highly recommend investing in a trip on Virgin Voyages, even if you do it just once. But leading up to the trip, I joined a couple Facebook groups for people who have been on and are going on Virgin Voyages cruises, sorry, and it looks like once you go once, you are bitten by a bug and you have to go back. I will consider going on a Virgin cruise again. The food was top tier. I think they said there are about 20 different eateries on board. There is, and it's not buffet food. You are served at every place. So they have like a food hall and then which they call the galley. So that has several different eateries in it, and then they have their like I would call them specialty eateries. So now everybody was raving about Razzle Dazzle and the wake. The first night we went out, we went to the wake, and the wake was very ritzy, very bougie, very dressed up, very nice. I enjoyed that the first night there, and the food was very good. So that came in like my top two places to eat on the ship. Razzle Dazzle really didn't dazzle me or my friends either. I don't know. Something was just missing from that experience for us. The test kitchen. That's one that people talk about a lot. The test kitchen. It's more like I would call it experimental food. The setting of the place wasn't very warm. It was kind of cold and clinical. And the food, it was some interesting combinations, and it came very interestingly presented on the plates, along with the drink pairings for the food. But Test Kitchen was not our favorite at all. That would probably be at the bottom of my list. We went to the Wake twice, and then our favorite was Pink Agave. Now, when we got to Pink Agave, and I looked at the menu, I saw bread pudding, and in my head, I was like, "Is there a West Indian cooking on this ship somewhere?" So, anyways, we went along, and our server, he was chatting with us. That's one thing too. The service under is top tier. We didn't have a bad experience with anybody serving us. But anyhow, we were chatting, and somewhere along the line, background came up. So we told him where we were from, and he mentioned, well, the head chef here is Jamaican. So he said, "Do you want to meet him?" We were like, "Of course, bring him out." So yeah, he came up very polite. You know, you could tell a West Indian anywhere. Like they just have that demeanor. He was so polite and like just modest, and you know, it was just a good experience to just chat with him a little bit and ask him about his experience working for Virgin, how long he was working there, if there's any other West Indians, and there are quite a few on board as cooks and chefs, which was nice to know. But Pink Agave was our favorite spot to eat, hands down. So overall, I really enjoyed that trip. It has whet my appetite to learn more about Europe and explore more places. I definitely want to go back on that ship. I highly recommend going on that ship, especially if you're someone with kids or you work with kids a lot and you just need some adult away me time. Go on that ship. So let me check on these potatoes and see if they are. Ooh, they look a lot better. Are they any softer though? Not really. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. These are really. Should I? Hold on. Because I have two more that I really want to do too. I just need them to be a little bit soft because I'm gonna put them. Okay, I think that would do. Yeah, so that was the cruise. Right after that, I came back and got caught up in Calgary Stampede things. There was a few artists that were going to be in the city for that period that I have been wanting to see for a while and just never got the chance to. So I grabbed the opportunity to go to a few of these Stampede events, and let me tell you, I had a time at Calgary Stampede this year. That was the most active I have ever been at Calgary Stampede since I've been living out west for the last 5 years. Now, when you hear Stampede, you would think just cowboy theme stuff. And the theme for that entire week and a half is cowboy theme. Like you dress up in your western wear, your hats, your boots, your belts, etc.
But the type of entertainment that is offered at Stampede has gotten much more diversified over the last few years. So you get artists that are you get R&B artists, you get hip hop artists, you get country artists, you get all types of artists, Afrobeats artists. Like I started off that week at an Afrobeat show. And then from there was EDM. I went to CK Trinata. That was the highlight of it for me. But what probably topped it, it was the night before when I went to see, like, they had this wild, I call it my wild card, because I got on the emailing list for the Badlands Music Festival, and they sent me this notification saying, "Hey, there's free tickets for a limited amount of time to this event." So I was like, "Well, it's a free ticket. I can't lose. So let me go and see what this particular artist is giving." And it was the guy's name was James Hype. I had never heard about James Hype. I love EDM, but it's not something that is my first choice to listen to on a daily basis. So I'm not really that familiar with the big names in EDM, even though there's songs that I would be familiar with. So, anywho, I went on down solo to the Badlands Music Tent. I was in VIP, close to the front by the stage. And me and two girls, we bumped up a conversation, started chatting, partying together. That's what I like too. The whole vibe that week and a half was just euphoric. Everybody was welcoming and open and ready to, even if they don't talk to you again after that, they were ready to party with you for that moment, which was really nice. So anyhow, we bumped up a conversation, whatever. So next thing you know, we're partying, and just before the DJ comes out, James Hype, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get wristbands to go on stage while he's on stage." I was like, "Pardon me?" Because when I left home, you could have told me that I was gonna end up on stage with this well-known EDM artist. So anywho, we got the wristbands, and I was up on stage with the youngins, jumping up and screaming and having a good time. And it was so energetic and so electrifying being up top there. Yeah, they have fireworks. They had this steam thing that when certain parts of music went off, it was like that. It was just like it gave me life. That's just how I would explain it. It gave me life. And if I didn't have to work next morning, I would have stayed to the end. But I had to take my butt home to bed. So that was one of my biggest highlights for Stampede this year. After Stampede finished, like right after, I had to get ready to move. I had easy access to everything. I really loved where I used to live. I was like, you know what? I'm 40. I need to really bet on myself, decide what kind of life I want to live, and do what I need to do to get that. So at the time as well, my sister and her family, they were in the process of building a family home, which has a basement unit. So they were apprehensive about renting to a stranger. So they asked me if I would consider renting the basement unit. And I was like, sure, depending on certain things. So we sat down, we discussed, and we came to an arrangement. And I am now living with my family again at 40. Which for some people might be a downer, might be a step back. But the way I see it, the arrangement that we have is mutually beneficial to everybody involved. And once I stay disciplined and focus on what it is that I want to achieve, by the time this arrangement comes to an end, then I'll be able to, as I said before, 100% bet on myself and live the life that I really want to live, right? This food isn't gonna get done, y'all. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's where I'm at, and this is where I will be at least for a year. My fall winter season is not as active at all as my summer season, so my activities will be tapered down for the next few months. But I still like to get into interesting activities to keep myself, uplifted because unfortunately I do deal with seasonal depression, seasonal affect disorder or depression, whatever you want to call it. So in an effort to combat that, I like to spend fall and winter focusing on my goals and getting back into my habits and routines that would have fallen off during the busy, busy, busy summer. So yeah, that's most likely the kind of content that you're going to be getting coming at you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for joining if you're new. And don't forget to press that subscribe button for more and hit like. And you can also share and comment below with your thoughts. Bye for now. Dinner is finally served. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you all in the next video.